Hey guys, Sundown here. This is going to be my chapter review to My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia 266 Happy Life. Now this was an awesome chapter. Straight from the get-go. I'm going to run through it because there's so much to get to and I want to talk about it. So the first thing we see is Dabi unleashing hell on Hawks, like an absolute insane amount of flames. And he's monologuing in his head talking about how Hawks had told twice, he was just unlucky to be around these people. And he's just there like, yeah, maybe by your screwed up standards, seeing heroes are screwed up, obviously. I want to know more about Dabi, man. Like, his history has got to be messed up. But he doesn't anticipate Hawks flying out of his flames, flying out from beneath him with one of his large feathers, which is also a flame. And he actually carries out twice with him. So Dabi makes mention here of the fact that, Hawks has lost most of his weaponry, i.e. his wings. But Hawks makes mention of the fact that, you nearly burnt your friend to a crisp as well. To which Dabi replies, no, I know that heroes must always be ready to save a life. And I'm just like, yeah, you can say that, but if Hawks had been dead in that situation, if Hawks had died due to those flames, Bubaiga twice would have died due to those flames. So I'm just like, and it's not like Dabi was holding back. Dabi was going in to kill. And he was surprised when Hawks flew out. So even though there's like cutting sarcasm there, as Hawks says, I'm just like, did Twice hear that? Can Twice comprehend the fact that, wait a second, my friendly, my teammate could have basically just killed me, and I'm gonna pretend that he didn't just say that. I understand, could have and should have, and did he actually? Yeah, I get that. He didn't actually kill or hurt Bubaiga by the looks of things. He might have actually hurt him a little bit. But I'm not sure how I'd take that if one of my guys tried to kill me. But then again, I suppose the alternative was death. So if it's between death and almost dying, I suppose you'd pick almost dying, right? I love the part where Dabi then goes on to say, the reason why I was able to come here and attack you with such force isn't because you gave anything away. Nah, it's because I never believed you from the beginning. I was like, ooh, Dabi's the type of guy who's just like, nah, this guy, he's obviously a hero. I'm just surprised Dabi didn't do anything before this. And Hawks makes mention of the fact that he's like, okay, I'm in a really shitty situation right now. My wings are burnt to a crisp. They're crippled. I'm in a cramped environment with a pyromaniac. He's got the winning advantage here. This is not looking good for me. But he also makes mention of what he's done to Bubaiga. He's like, he's weakened. I avoided his vitals, sliced up his bones, his muscle, and basically he's going to prevent him from a full-blown rampage. What he doesn't expect is Bubaiga just to dash out from near Hawks while creating a duplicate to hold down Hawks. And he dashes towards Dabi, giving him a high five, which was cool as shit, by the way. While Dabi kind of hypes him up, I suppose what Twice would have expected is for Dabi to say something negative to him, like, oh my god, you did this again. But Dabi's just like, oh, just you alone is enough to turn the tide of this war. Go down and go nuts. I want to see you go apeshit. So, and you can see the tears in Bubaiga's face. I'm not sure if those are tears of regret. It looks more like, being hyped up to this point by his teammate, by one of the other villains, even though he's committed another stupid act, I suppose you can say. He's been too trusting again. I suppose brings him a lot of calm and a lot of pride in being a villain. But Hawks gets blasted again, and I was just like, yo, shit, like, is Hawks gonna die? So we see Bubaiga run towards the door, and then Hawks fly. This part shows how awesome Hawks is, and once again, I think everyone on Reddit was saying this as well. The fact that we're seeing all of the pro heroes live up to their reputation of, this guy's a beast, this guy can do this, and Hawks is doing all of that. And he comes out, he looks like a freaking Uchiha, the way he just pops up. What happened was he was blasted outside of the building with those flames and with Twice his double. And instead of just flopping on the floor, he flew around the building at speed and came back around to the door that they would have entered the room through. And he tries to attack Twice. I was like, yo, and Dabi notices this too, so it shows that Dabi's quite quick on his feet. And rather than blasting him or doing something else, what Dabi does here is very, very suspicious. He says Hawks' real name. He says Keigo Takami. And this makes Hawks hesitate. Hawks is like, holy shit, how does this guy know my name? In that moment of hesitation, Dabi fires off another blast, another volley of flames. And Hawks is just there once again with his left eye slightly closed. And he's looking down at Dabi. He's like, how do how do you know my name? And I want to know that. I'm saying, how does he know his name? So like, we can speculate right now, in the sense of Dabi might have once ventured with Endeavor. Someone mentioned this on Reddit. Apologies, I've forgotten your name. Someone he might have ventured out with Endeavor at one point to a court trial or something, where Takami or where Hawks was being I can't believe I got his name right, but where Hawks was being held, because I think Hawks had a history of thievery when he was a kid. I can't quite remember. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. So maybe Hawks was being held at court or something like that, being going through a trial, and Endeavor was there, and he learned about him, probably helped him along a little bit. Who knows? It wouldn't be within Endeavor's kind of character to have helped him out back then. But maybe Dabi. Well, this is assuming that Dabi is Toya. So, it really depends. Anyway, that part is really mysterious. That part will need to be fleshed out. But we'll see how that goes. So Twice is there. He's on the balcony thinking about how he's got to protect everyone, all the people he's got to protect. And he duplicates himself while being stabbed through the back, or probably even through the neck, by Hawks. And in any other manga, like I'll get on One Piece's case here. I never usually do this, but One Piece has a real problem with killing off people. Like grievous injuries, they're completely fine, and even when like they've been nuclear bombed, they're fine. And I'm just like, kill the people who should have died. I understand if Zoro gets cut from hip to shoulder but survives, he's like one of the Straw Hat Pirates, right? But the people who like were being written into death and then survived just because, I'm like, come on, man, like really. And this is where Horikoshi, he was not afraid. He was like, you know what? Everyone likes Twice. Everyone's seen his tragedy, this tragic character. I'm gonna kill him now in front of y'all. By a guy. He's going to be killed by a guy who doesn't even necessarily want to kill him. He's only killing him because he has to. He's given him the option. He said, please don't do anything. Let me not kill you. And Twice, even though Hawks was saying you're a good person innately, has chosen. He has purposefully chosen, because he was betrayed essentially. He's purposefully chosen to be a villain. He's purposefully chosen the villainous activity here, and to be killed by Hawks. So Hawks stabs him with one of his feathers. You hear the shunk, and you see a whole bunch of blood flying out, and then we just see one of his clones flying towards the ground. We see this other hero not even saving. He's locking up both Toga and Mr. Compress, and they're shitting their pants basically, because like they don't know what they're gonna do against this guy. He's too strong for them because of his abilities. I don't even actually know what his abilities are. And while this guy's giving the whole hero monologue, like, you people have your reasons, but once you take it out on society, we heroes can't allow this. And then he gets stabbed literally in the back of the head, like in his brainstem. He gets stabbed. This guy is dead. Like, this is the first hero death, I think, in this arc. And you see Toga, she seems really happy with it. You see Mr. Compress, he's happy with it. They're both happy with it. And they're kind of both jovial, skipping along, like, oh yeah, make more doubles at once, Twice. We're going to go and blow people away. Or we're even going to try and get away. This is where they notice, and where we get Twice's last moments. He's just like, I can't make any more doubles, and I'm just holding myself together. I like his reference of, it's like when you're holding back a big dump. That's I'm just holding myself together right now. And he says he got dropped onto the concrete from up there, referring to the balcony. I think that he's referring to his double body. But he also goes on to mention that Hawks pulled one over him and he was duped again. And you get this really, really emotional moment between him and Toga, where he's like, you've got your cute face messed up again. He pulls out her hanky that she gave to him, and he wipes off that area where she was hurt. And all the while she's just thinking about that moment where she's looking at the hanky, thinking about that moment where she tried to keep him together and she tied it around his head. And I'm not sure what we're supposed to see here, because she doesn't do like a Merlin, and I don't think this would have ruined the moment, but she doesn't lean in to kiss the guy or anything like that. I don't think she liked him in that way. She doesn't seem to have liked him in that way. But just the lead up makes me think that maybe there's something going on. I don't like shipping shit. But as a friend, it seems she's looking at the handkerchief, thinking about him like, holy shit, is he actually dying, and not just his double, and especially because he makes a reference to the fact that he can't make more of himself. He even apologizes for everything he's done, and he how he means it, and that inner monologue is the killer. Really, he's talking about how he wandered around searching for himself, and what he found was friends that he was blessed with that were better than he could ever be. So he was looking for himself, but he found something better. And Toga in the end hugs him while he's thinking, could a guy ask for a better life? She thanks him for saving her, and his last thoughts are, die, Hawks, you don't get to tell me that I was unlucky. And I was like, this is, and because at the end of the chapter he even says, being here with these villains, being here with these guys, I was happy. So I'm just like, oh my god. So for the first off, Twice he seems to be dying, and I like the fact that Horikoshi's got the balls to do that. For some reason, I was gonna say Endeavor, Dabi knows Hawks' real identity. He knows who he is. He knows him by name. I don't know why. I don't know how, but there's something going on there. And I suppose from Hawks' perspective, he's done the mission that he came to do, but now there needs to be... We're not just going to see one of the main villains die and then not see something bad happen to the heroes. I think there has to be an equal death or an equal kind of shit hit the fan moment for the heroes. So I'm not sure what that's going to be, whether that be Hawks dying or whether that be Toga unleashing her quirk and killing everyone. I'm not sure what's going to happen now. But I thought this was a really emotional chapter. Twice had really he could decide between Hawks, the person who betrayed him but was trying to tell him, you're a good guy, come with me, and even though you'll serve your sentence, you can be better afterwards. He had that choice, or he had stay with the villains, the people who trusted me and basically took me in for who I am, and didn't betray me. They've always been true to me. So he stuck to the people who have always been true to him, even though he knows they're villains, even though he should technically be a nice guy beneath the surface. He chose the villainous life. So I think that's something which Hawks is going to be not necessarily hurt by, but it's not a decision he wanted to make. It's something he had to do. And I kind of fret for Hawks. I don't think if he's up against Dabi, in that the best choice for Hawks would be to just fly out of there now that he's completed his mission. But I get the feeling that Dabi's not going to allow him to do something quite so easily, and maybe even I think his feathers might have burnt even further, even more so than the beginning of the chapter. So maybe he can't even actually fly away at this point. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. But this has been amazing, and that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys saw of the chapter. Let me know what you saw of the chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys in a bit.